Guys, big news. Firstly, shout out to Turan for sending me the link on Twitter. It's been reported by BBC as well as by Carl Frampton's official Twitter that the fight between Leo Santa Cruz and Carl Frampton has been made for summer this year. It has also been confirmed in the BBC News article that this will not be at Super Bantam. Carl Frampton will be stepping up to featherweight to fight Leo Santa Cruz for his world title. The fight will take place in New York. So Carl Frampton fighting away from home, moving up in grade, taking on the biggest fight of his career to date in Leo Santa Cruz. Now, before we get into it, the first thing to say is this is an excellent fight. Both men should be applauded for taking it, and Carl Frampton has done well to make this fight and done well to take this fight. It's a real interesting matchup, and for me, it's a key clash of styles here. Carl Frampton, you would assume, would have the edge in boxing. Leo Santa Cruz is going to be the bigger guy. He brings huge punch output. He's a sort of relentless, aggressive, stalking fighter. Brings a lot of pressure. In many ways, stylistically, this fight, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's the same fight, but it is not completely opposed to, it's not completely different to Frampton versus Scott Quigg in terms of how I could see this fight breaking down. The difference is that Leo Santa Cruz, I believe, to be even bigger than Scott Quigg, possibly more powerful than Scott Quigg, and bringing a more sort of relentless pressure and a higher punch output, certainly than Scott Quigg did in the first 5 or 6 rounds of his fight with Carl Frampton, where he threw absolutely nothing. This is a 50-50 fight. Funnily enough, my initial instinct when the fight was made was to say Leo Santa Cruz may be who I will pick in this fight. I think Leo Santa Cruz has been slightly underrated by the public based on the fact they don't like the way his career has been managed, which I understand. But Leo Santa Cruz is a formidable fighter. On his day, he's very good indeed. And I just wonder if he really puts it on Carl Frampton and uses his weight advantage, his size advantage, and pushes Carl around the ring and brings that punching output. I wonder if he could cause Carl Frampton real problems. Having reflected on it for a few minutes, could Carl keep the fight at range? Could he use his movement and his footwork to box from the outside? Could he cement a real advantage over Leo Santa Cruz like he did with Scott Quigg in the early rounds of their fight? It's also very possible, and that's why this fight is so intriguing. Look, I'm clearly going to have to think about it in a lot more detail, but if a gun was put to my head right now, I'd go with Leo Santa Cruz. I just feel that Santa Cruz is a level above Scott Quigg and a weight class above Scott Quigg, and I think it's going to be a lot to ask of Carl Frampton to beat a fighter as relentless as Santa Cruz, who's undefeated, much bigger man, and I know he's a Mexican fighter, but will be fighting in the States, so you'd presume he'd have some sort of home advantage. Either way, excellent fight. Looking forward to finding out more details. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Initially, who are you picking? Tell me how excited you are for this fight. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this, if this is news to you, hit the thumbs up button. Please do subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.